Another day, another trade. Another website article rumored that the Grizzlies are going to be trading Kentavious Caldwell-Pope for Andrew Wiggins in a 3-team deal that includes the Miami Heat. What's that all about? Find out today on Grizzlies Digest. Hi, everybody. Tristan Harlen here. Happy Friday. If you made it to today, you made it to the end of the week. Hope you guys had a fantabulous week, and I hope you guys have a lot of stuff planned for this weekend. Before we begin, I do want to send my condolences to the family of Ozzy Osbourne and Hulk Hogan. All the other stuff aside, Hulk Hogan was a generational icon, and Ozzy Osbourne is a legend that nobody will be able to get up to the same stature as. But want to remind everybody that before we begin, as my thing does a classic heel turn on me, 77.3% of you guys are not subscribed, and 22.7% of you guys are. And I see the bar is ticking down and the other bar is ticking up. This is what I like to see. This is what I've been asking for a minute now. So thank you guys so much for clicking that subscribe button. If you guys aren't clicking that subscribe button, why aren't you doing it yet? And on today's video, I want to know what you think about this hypothetical trade, and if you would like to see it, and if you would not like to see it. And if you would not like to see it, tell me why. If you would like to see it, tell me why as well. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the hypothetical trade here that we're going to be talking about today is a 3-team trade, including the Lakers, Heat, and Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies would be sending the Lakers Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The Heat would receive Gabe Vincent, Max Kleber, I think that's how you say it, Maxi Kleber. Excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. Sometimes English is hard, even though it's my first language. A 2026 first-round pick via the Lakers. The Grizzlies would receive Andrew Wiggins. Now, about the author, I mean, you see who he is, and I don't want to be rude and try to pronounce his name and get it horribly wrong, so we're just going to call him Mr. V. Mr. V here, his bio says that he played basketball competitively in his youth and now contributes to Synergy Sports Technology and Sport Radar or whatever regarding basketball analysis. He has also experience working as a journalist in Siberia and is passionate about writing basketball articles mainly focused on the X's and O's. So here's what he had to say about KCP for those wondering. And this is talking about why the Lakers would make this move, and it says that this brings. I'm assuming he is a Lakers fan because the way he is kind of grammatically formatting his article, it says that brings us meaning the Lakers, to a familiar face as they were searching for a tough 3-and-D role player who knows how to play without the ball. The idea of bringing Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was clearly there. He talked about Wiggins a little bit. And he said, in high-pressure moments where Miami typically thrives, Wiggins could not deliver. His playoff dip, cooped with his inefficient and ball-dominant style, clashed with Miami's system of precision, movement, and defensive grit. More about Wiggins, and here's where he gets into why the Grizzlies would be a good fit for him. But he says, while not elite, he's comfortable operating in isolation or attacking switches and has hovered in the 17 to 19 points per game range throughout most of his career. Even during his rocky stint with the Miami Heat, where the fit clearly wasn't ideal, he still managed to average close to 19 points per game in the regular season. His ability to hit tough mid-range shots and create looks out of nothing remains a skill few on the Grizzlies' current roster possesses. Now, I want to pause right there for a second, because if we're saying, a skill few, okay, we're going to just take 3, for example. John Morant, Jerry Jackson, Scottie Pippen Jr. They all 3 can create looks out of nothing. I've seen all 3 of them do it at some point in the season. While watching a little bit of highlights of Ty Jerome, I've also seen him do some of it. So, there's 4 there. Zach Edey's a true center, so he's not going to really create tough mid-range shots or create looks out of nothing. But, there is at least 3 to 4 players on the roster, not even including our younger guys like G.G. Jackson and Jalen Wells, that can very easily do what he's saying that the Grizzlies roster can't do. And, he talks more about the trade, and he says Wiggins and Caldwell-Pope are very different types of players, which, yes, is true. And with Desmond Bain no longer on the roster, Memphis might be looking for someone who can bring scoring versatility and shot creation, particularly in pick and roll situations. Now here's the thing, okay? Now this article was sent to me by a couple different people, and just talking about what I thought about it. Maybe if I made a video on it, they'd like to watch it. So here we are. But, I mean, going back to this, talking about how Memphis might be looking for someone who can bring scoring versatility. Okay, yeah, that's all great and all, but he's contradicting himself here, in my opinion, because he says, clash with Miami's system of precision, movements, and defensive grit. Okay, then why are you saying that he is someone Memphis would be looking for that is versatile scoring wise and create shots, and particularly in pick and roll situations? Because here's the thing, okay? 9 times out of 10, and I could be wrong because something could change before the season starts, the pick and roll offense is going to be ran through John Jaren and Zach Edey once he gets back, or Brandon Clark if he's on the floor. It's not going to be ran through Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was mainly traded to the Grizzlies for a defensive effort. That's what the Grizzlies needed. That's why Desmond Bain wasn't that really. Yes, he was a talented player, and he is a talented player, but that's why Desmond Bain was the guy that got traded. Because if you go back and you watch Desmond Bain in the postseason, he doesn't. He gives up easy rebounds. He doesn't have enough effort to crash the defensive glass. He doesn't get back on defense. He doesn't try to do all these other opportunity things that you've seen him do in the regular season and maybe other playoff games, but for the grand scheme of things, he doesn't do. Now, honestly, if the trade would have included Dillon Brooks coming back to Memphis, I would have been happy about it. I would have been talking positively about the trade. But the fact of the matter is that this guy is sitting here, and this is what this article is. It's your typical offseason Lakers article. Now, what this means for the Grizzlies is that they're just a team that had somebody that used to play for the Lakers, or somebody that a Lakers fan really likes, and they're like, oh yeah, they're definitely gonna trade him to the Lakers because everybody has to answer to LeBron. Come on now. Are we that deep in the offseason that we're just that bored and we're that kind of we don't have anything to talk about? Can't talk about, LeBron possibly being moved next season if he even plays another year. And this is just from a Lakers standpoint, but his wife saying that she wants him to retire in like 3 to 4 years. All these other things, and it being Luka Doncic's team now. All these things you guys can talk about on any of these Lakers channels, digest, articles, whatever, media outlets for the Lakers. But instead, you're going to sit there and say that a guy who was just traded to the Grizzlies on Father's Day is going to be moved before the season starts to bring in an older player that's not that talented. And he's talented because he's playing in the NBA, but somebody who really wouldn't help the Grizzlies more than he would hurt them. Okay, look, I get it. It's a hypothetical thing here. They're not saying it's gonna happen. He's not saying it's gonna happen, but he's exploring the possibilities, and I get that. We've done that here on this channel. Everybody has their own opinion about it, but my opinion is the fact that it's a stupid trade. It's a stupid trade that the Grizzlies would never freaking do, and quite frankly, if it was going to be done, it would have already been done. I'll put it to you this way. If Zach Kleiman wanted Andrew Wiggins that bad, okay, he would have got him in the initial Desmond Bain trade. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope adds another layer of defense to the Grizzlies that was missing with Desmond Bain. That, yes, Dillon Brooks, when he was here, he was too busy making LeBron mad and taking stupid threes in the playoffs, but that's not the point here. The thing, and the fact of the matter is this, okay? Excuse me. The fact of the matter is this. If Kentavious Cornelius Caldwell-Pope was going to be traded from the Grizzlies, A, he wouldn't have said he wants to win a championship with the team. B, he wouldn't have been excited to come to Memphis as he was. C, he would have probably already said, hey, I'm probably not going to stick around. I'm going to be moved again. And D, there's so many of these reports coming out. Oh, LeBron's going to go to Dallas and these players are going to get traded to Memphis. Or Memphis is going to trade these players to the Lakers and da-da-da-da. Do you know how stupid it would be to trade somebody to Los Angeles who's probably going to end up seeing the Grizzlies in the playoffs? The playoffs? 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 Yeah, the playoffs. So to go back to the trade, the initial trade, Vincent Kleber, the 2026 first round pick, and the Lakers get Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and the Grizzlies get Andrew Wiggins. Why would they bring on another bad contract to get rid of KCP? Why would the Heat even trade Andrew Wiggins to get Vincent Kleber in a 2026 first round pick? Now, for the Heat, that makes sense. Makes 100% sense. It's a great move for the Heat if they wanted to do that. But to throw the Grizzlies into the trade, it's kind of asinine. It's kind of blasphemous, if you ask me, because, I mean, again, we're talking about a team that just traded away a member of their big three and got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So I just don't see it. Now, I could go into all the analytical things behind the trade, what this would look like cap-wise, but I'm not going to bore you guys with all that because, I mean, let's just be honest here. Everybody's going to have their opinion about this trade. My opinion and the opinion of the video you're watching hates this trade. I mean, just like when I was on here a couple days ago talking about some potential Boston Celtics players that were going to get moved. Some of you guys said you didn't like to see the Boston guys in the Grizzlies jerseys, and I don't blame you. The only Grizzly player I like seeing the only Celtics players that I like to see in a Grizzlies jersey was Avery Bradley, Tony Allen, and Jeff Green. Okay, and Jeff Green was Jeff Green. Tony Allen, the grandfather, I mean, we all know him. And then Avery Bradley, he had a small stint with the Grizzlies. But still, I liked watching him. It was when the Grizzlies sucked, but I liked watching him. But anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap the video here. I know a lot of you probably are like, okay, well, what does this mean for the Grizzlies? You're leaving us on a cliffhanger here. What this means for the Grizzlies is absolutely nothing because the trade's not going to happen. If the Grizzlies trade Kentavious Caldwell-Pope before opening night, I'll get on here and say I was wrong. But if he's going to get traded, he will be traded before the deadline. Now, I'm sure there's a CBA rule that states he can't be traded until December because he was just recently signed or traded for. Again, not going to bore you with all the logistics. I'm merely making a reaction to the report that came out. But again, I want to hear your thoughts on this hypothetical trade. I'll leave it here so you can, and I'll pause for a second, let you look at it. You can pause the video right here, and you can really muster up a thought of, would you like to see this? If so, why? If you wouldn't like to see this, why not? And possibly a counter if you have one. Let me know what you guys think. But it's going to do it for this episode of Grizzlies Digest. I mean, again, 77.3% of you guys. What are you doing? What are you doing? Make sure you're clicking that subscribe button. It's everybody's favorite price, $3.99. It's Friday. The weekend is here. Hope you guys have a great weekend with your families or your loved ones or, whatever. College football is just right around the corner. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are excited for that. The NFL season is just right around the corner. I know some of you guys are really excited for that. Madden's about to come out for all my Madden players out there. College football's out for all my college football players. But to my 22.7% of you guys, thank you so much for subscribing. Your support means the world to us here at Grizzlies Digest. But guys, I'm Tristan Harlen, and this has been another episode of Grizzlies Digest. Remember, let me know what you think of this trade. Like it, you don't like it, counter offers, whatever. But again, it's been another episode of Grizzlies Digest. It's Tristan Harlen saying I'll see you later. And if I don't see you before the weekend's over, have a great weekend.